Hey guys, welcome to another video. Yes, this is a video I was, kind of procrastinating to make, but I felt like I needed to rant and actually talk about why this issue, this very important issue, is jeopardizing a lot of movies nowadays and jeopardizing television shows, and it really needs to stop. Like, really needs to stop. It's getting out of hand. It's getting crazy. It's just the SJWs are just taking over the whole industry, the industry that I love so much, which is film and television, the whole entertainment industry. And yeah, I just want to talk about identity politics in cinema and television shows too. And like, it's just going nuts now. Okay, I was never incredibly aware of this, even like last year. I've just been getting into politics a lot this year and stuff, and the more I've been looking into it, and the more insane it is in the past, like, couple of years, but mostly this year in particular, how identity politics is really getting in the way of good storytelling for movies and television shows. And I'm not against identity politics in general. It's an important issue, an important thing to talk about. I'm 100% all for equality for all races and genders and the LGBT community, all that stuff. I support all of that stuff. But supporting it is what we do, and love and respect for each other is what we should be doing, not bashing other people. And if you're not gay, or if you're not female, or you're not in a minority, you're an idiot, or you're scum, or you're privileged and you don't have an opinion on something. And if you do have an opinion on something, you're racist or prejudiced, and all of that is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Everybody is entitled to an opinion. Everyone has their own opinion and their thoughts about a subject matter. But in 2019, you can't have an opinion on something, or something. Everything's controversial now. Everything's controversial. It just because it is. If something goes too far, it's too racist. If it goes too offensive, it's too sexist. It's getting crazy. And the things nowadays that are really well acclaimed, they're not very good. And I find a little more pandering and, I guess, offensive to the source material. And it's all because of identity politics. And it's literally ruining a lot of the industry. And I want to talk about a lot of, examples and stuff. First example, my review will be out after this video of Terminator Dark Fate. Saw it a couple days ago. I had no time to review it, but I did now, and I didn't like the movie. I didn't think it was very good, and it has strong identity politics in it. Because Tim Miller even says, all you trolls on the internet and misogynists, you're gonna be afraid of this movie. I'm like, no one's afraid of this movie. And no one hates the movie because it has strong female characters. People hate the movie because it's not a good movie, or a lot of people that have seen this movie, they hate it what they did to the actual material of the first two films. They genuinely destroy the first two Terminators and make them completely useless and pointless films. And yeah, spoilers ahead, they make John Connor a useless character, and they just bring in another character who's supposed to be a new John Connor, and she's a woman, and now she's destined to save the world. Not a man, a woman. And I have no problem with that, but John Connor, ever since the Terminator came out, John Connor's been the leader of the Resistance to destroy Skynet and save the world. And just make this movie and delete that, and just kill him off, and just make this girl who we don't know and don't care about, and just make her now the leader and the savior of the world, just because I think is ridiculous. It's stupid. It's so dumb. It's so freaking dumb. If this was a franchise with a girl, and she was destined to save the world, and then we killed her off, and then we made some guy the savior of the world, people would lose their mind and call the franchise a misogynistic franchise. But no, because Terminator does it vice versa, it's great. It's awesome. It works. Even though it doesn't work, it doesn't make a lick of goddamn sense. If they ever made, let's just say, a second Alita movie, Alita Battle Angel was a great film. And there's no identity politics in that. That's why it's a great movie. But let's just say they killed the lead off, and then there was a guy robot, and now he's saving everybody, and he's now the main character of the movie. People would lose it, and then Alita would be now controversial and stuff. So I'm just saying, it's a double standard right here, and yeah, Terminator did that, and I hate that Terminator did that. Mackenzie Davis is actually pretty good, and Linda Hamilton's actually very good in the movie too, and same with Arnold. But what they did with John Connor was bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And yeah, I think there's a lot of identity politics within that and what they did to John Connor, and I thought it was bullshit, and I hated that. And it's just not Terminator, though. Like, it's other things. Like, even look at, like, Rambo Last Blood. It had controversy because it had Rambo killing people, which is every single Rambo film. And none of those films had controversy. But now this one does, because we live in a, PC world, which is ridiculous. Like, come on. This is why I love stand-up comedians like Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. And in the time, Richard Pryor, they made fun of the PC world and stuff. They didn't give a flying shit who they made fun of. But apparently if you make a movie about Rambo killing drug cartels, that's offensive because he's killing Mexicans, even though the drug cartels are Mexican, but it's offensive for some reason, and it's stupid. And even some of the critics who attacked my favorite film of the year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they saw that was controversial because what they did to Bruce Lee, and I don't really see I get that's not Bruce Lee, but it's kind of just like a Hollywoodized version of him, and I don't understand why that's really offensive, and I don't get it. And they also said, oh, there's no strong female characters, but I'm like, I can debate that there is. I think Dakota Fanning's a very powerful female character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She almost runs the Manson murders when frickin' Charles isn't there, so I disagree with that. And yeah, but there's a lot of controversy with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I'm just I don't get it. Stupid. I don't understand. Even with some animated films, Ralph Breaks the Internet, there's literally a scene where all the Disney princesses are says to Penelope, they say, oh, was your story all saved by a man or something? I forget. I'm paraphrasing here, but they say it was. Did you do all the work and the big strong man took all the credit and stuff? And then she's like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm like, well, that's stupid because Ralph did save her in the first Wreck-It Ralph. And even when it comes to all those Disney princesses, they did get saved by guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some of them did. Mulan didn't, and quite a few didn't. But there's nothing wrong with being saved. I don't understand why that's a bad thing now. If you don't get saved by a guy, that's okay. And if you do, that's also okay. I don't understand what's so wrong with that. You could still be a strong female character even if you're getting saved. If you have no vulnerability within you, then you're a very boring character. You may be a strong female character, but you're not a relatable female character. You're not a character people are going to give a shit about. See, Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor are great female characters because we relate to them and we respect them, but we also feel for them, and they go through a lot of tragedies and they have their ups and downs, and they feel like real people. Captain Marvel does not feel like a real person. She's perfect in every way and never screws up anything. And she's pretty much a man-hater too, so she is the definition of an SJW and the definition of gender identity. That's what people, I guess, want now. They want a strong female character like Brie Larson and Captain Marvel, a character who has no personality, is completely one-dimensional, but she's a female and she's strong and she's kicking men's asses. So that's what we want. And it's not what I want. It's not what a lot of people want either. And you can have strong female characters like Alita Battle Angel. I think that's a great strong female character. I think Furiosa is a great strong female character. But then there's Rey. She may not be a man basher, but she's a character that just gets everything, and she's just powerful for no reason. She's one with the Force for no reason, has no training, but she's better than every Jedi. That's what a Mary Sue is. And it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of stupid. And getting back to the Disney thing, there's nothing wrong with a guy saving you. And honestly, the way they say it in Wreck-It Ralph as well, they just like oh, they get all the credit and stuff, and then they're just like, oh, they like, you know, saved the day and everything. But I'm like, they kind of did though. And I love that Mandy Moore's saying it as Rapunzel, but like Flynn Rider is the one that saved her in the movie. He cut her hair, and then Pascal knocked Mother Gothel out the window. Rapunzel didn't do any of that. Plus, if Flynn Rider didn't climb the tower, she would have never got out in the first place. So. And plus, the prince saved Cinderella, and there's nothing wrong with that. He got her out of an abusive family. Like, that's a very honorable thing to do. And plus, they found love. And Little Mermaid, Prince Eric, is the one that kills Ursula. He stabs her with the ship. And even Snow White, the dwarves are the one that hunt the evil witch down and knock her off the cliff. So, there's nothing wrong with being saved. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't make you a weak person if you're being saved. But according to a lot of feminists nowadays, they think that's a sign of weakness, and it's not, actually. Honestly, being like a mother or being nurturing and being sweet, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a very powerful and beautiful thing and stuff, so I don't get why they just wanted to think they're better than men, and they're not. Men are not better than women, and women aren't better than men. It's equality, but they don't want equality. They want to be better and more powerful and stronger, and I don't know why. It's kind of dumb. Take example, Batwoman. Batwoman is ridiculous. I have watched every episode so far. It is one of the worst superhero shows I've ever seen in my entire life. It is riddled with gender identity, and it is beyond idiotic. And even the way how they do, like, gay woman, I know many gay people, they don't act like this. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're doing a stereotype of how angry gay women act, and that's not how they act. And I'm like, oh, everyone's like, oh, you're a white male, you're a straight male, how do you know how gay women act? I'm like, I'm related to some, and I am best friends with some, so I know how gay women act, and they don't act like that in this fucking stupid superhero show. And obviously, and it's riddled with, like, man-hating. They instantly make Batman an idiot and an unlikable piece of shit. And Batwoman, like, Batwoman could be a great story, but they don't make it a great story. They make it about her and how she's a badass hero of Gotham, and she has all this training, and I don't even know how she's this strong, and I don't even know how she beats up all these guards, and I don't know how she knows how to use Batman's gadgets. And then she's like, oh, I don't want a man to take credit for a woman's work, even though I'm clearly stealing everything Bruce Wayne owns. It's like, you don't see the hypocrisy and all this shit. She's like, I don't want a man to take credit for what I'm doing, but you're literally stealing everything the guy owns, and you think that's okay? And like, it's not okay. And then the guy's like, oh, the suit is literally perfection. She's like, yeah, when it fits a woman. I'm like, what? This is the stupidest line ever. That is so dumb. And that is a very that is a very man-hating comment. If a guy said that, I would call him out on that. Like, if he's like, oh yeah, that would look better when it fits a man. I'm like, that's a douchey comment. So when a girl says it, it's also a douchey comment. So this is so fucking dumb. Even the Watchmen show, it's riddled with gender identity. It's ridiculous. Like, I know it's like got this 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't understand. I don't know what the critics are watching, because it's not that great. And I love Watchmen. Watchmen's one of my favorite superhero movies, and the Alan Moore graphic novel is fucking amazing. And I know you didn't love the movie because it's too loyal to the source material. It's not different, but that's why I liked the movie. And when I found out they were going to make a show, that sounded pretty cool, but I don't know what this has got like nothing to do with the Alan Moore graphic novel. It's completely its own thing, which I'm okay with, but it's awful. It's riddled with gender identity. It's literally just about one girl being a masked vigilante, and there's nothing wrong with that either, but this is The Watchmen. And it's Regina King, and I love Regina King. I think she's a great actress, but it's just her. There's no team. There's no nothing. They just wanted a strong female hero and make her, again, bland and one-dimensional and just strong female character. That's it. And I'm like, where's The Watchmen? Where are these characters that we all love from The Watchmen? Then they bring these villains that wear the Rorschach masks, and they're white supremacists. And I'm like, oh my god, they're doing this. They're doing this. And it's ridiculous. Like, they just hit you over the head with this, like, bullshit political shit, and I hated it. The politics in Watchmen were great and raw and realistic, and they talked about real things that happened during that time period, but some of the shit they're talking about in this new Watchmen show, I'm like, okay, you're over-exaggerating some shit. Like, come on now. And just, it's getting exhausting now. Like, it's getting hard to like a lot of movies and shows because they're forcing they're forcing identity politics in, like, everything. Like, absolutely everything. They're not focusing on, like, good stories, good scripts, like, good direction, just talent, and tell an interesting story with great, realistic, fleshed out characters. Tell a good story. That's all you need to do. But no, they have to have this identity thing in it, and it's getting irritating. It's in everything. It's in, like, the Marvel movies. It's in the fucking Star Wars and Terminator. Like, this is, like, shit I grew up with, and it's just getting way out of hand. It's getting annoying, and they just need to stop. Like, that's why some of my favorite films of this year aren't about identity politics. They talk about, like, you know, about class and stuff, about classism and shit like that. Like Parasite and everything, and The Farewell, that's about family issues, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's about the film industry, like, and The Lighthouse. Like, these are, like, interesting films that talk about interesting ideas, and they're not just focusing on this man-hating that's going around and this, like, identity shit, and it's getting annoying. Everything nowadays is either racist or misogynistic, and if you have an opinion that isn't for the majority consensus, then you're an asshole or you're a piece of shit, and, like, it's just, I don't like it. I don't like the industry where it's going right now, and just getting out of hand. Anything with that identity politics is just getting too crazy. Even look at Hustlers. Fucking stupid movie. Really bad movie. And just, again, it's all about women empowerment, but actually everything they're doing is absolute scum, but it's okay because they're women. It's okay. It's okay because they're women. Because that's what it is. Strong female characters. And yeah, I just can't get it. I can't get on board with this shit. Go see Parasite. Go see The Lighthouse. Go watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when it comes out. Withering with You. Like, these are fantastic films that need to be watched, and they don't force these political agendas down your fucking throat. And yeah, it's getting fucked up, and it's getting weird, and yeah. I don't know what they're gonna attack next, but prepare yourself. What the next phase of Marvel's kind of doing is looking a little fucking weird. We'll talk about that next year when I talk about some of those shit, like, you know, Thor: Love and Thunder and stuff like that. But anyways, what are your thoughts and opinions on identity politics in movies and television shows? Do you think it's needed? Do you think they're going too far with it? Give me your thoughts and opinions. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, for this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.